It is God's appointment of apostles, prophets, teachers, evangelists, and pastors to do what? To cause us to grow up. Whenever you start finally acting out of your spirit, not your flesh, God says, finally, here's the keys. I can trust you. You know what the keys represent? Keys represent you are in charge. Ephesians chapter 4, let's look at our verse 11 again. Jesus was to Peter what the fivefold ministry gift is to the body. And verse 11 says, and he gave some apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, some pastors and teachers. Watch this. For the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ, till we all come in unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure and the stature of the fullness of Christ. Friend, you as a sheep, you as a child of God cannot grow up without the influence of the fivefold ministry. Jesus was to Peter what the pastor is to you. Did you hear me? Jesus was to Peter what your pastor is to you. And I'll tell you what the danger is. We live in a world that doesn't have a rip of respect for the man of God or the woman of God standing in the pulpit. And the reason that you get on your email and debate with the woman of God or the man of God that sent it to you is because you do not receive it coming from God. You receive it coming from the person. That's where Peter made his mistake. His revelation, you're Christ, the Son of the living God. He comes against Jesus because he sees Jesus as Jesus. He sees him in the flesh. Jesus says, you're after the things of the man. You're after the things of the flesh. It is God's appointment of apostles, prophets, teachers, evangelists, and pastors to do what? To cause us to grow up. And Jesus did not call him by Peter. He did not. When the pastor speaks to you and brings correction to you, he is not talking to you. He is talking to the spirit that is trying to drive you. You've got to stop looking at the pastor as Joe Blow that got his degree from XYZ Theological School, and now he's here to start this great big church. I'm telling you, everybody loves you until God starts separating you and putting you out in front. And at first your little clique and your little gang is happy because, oh, you got promoted. But wait till you get to be in charge of them. Nobody's shouting me down. That's okay. Wait until God says, you know what? Those 45 people that you've been mingling with and having fellowship with and barbecuing with, guess what? Now I've called you to be their leader. And I guarantee you know what they're going to do? Yay, we love you. Until God says, now, that one over there in the corner, that's the spirit of the devil that just came out of him, and I want you to go rebuke him. What's going to happen? I might lose him. Guess what, baby? I would rather lose him. And people don't understand this. I would rather lose him, I would rather lose her than the whole body. Now see, here's a concept that we don't get preached. It's a concept that we don't get preached. As Jesus was to Peter, so is the pastor to you. Now the challenge is it's up to you to decide whether you're going to what? Trust fully the man of God or the woman of God in the pulpit.